Businesses are being put on notice this morning after a landmark legal case invoked Labor's new right to disconnect laws in a workplace dispute over sick leave.
The tribunal found that an employer's persistent contact of an employee during sick leave was unreasonable and made them liable for workers' compensation payments. But the case also shows how the new industrial relations laws are likely to have unexpected consequences in the actual workplace. To unpack it, let's bring in Natasha Hawker from Employee Matters. Good morning to you. In this particular case, was the contact by the boss to the employee unreasonable?
I think it was, Natalie. In this case, what happened was this individual was on sick leave. Over a period of 4 days, she was contacted 7 times by her employer, and also on her personal email, which is inappropriate, and there was even the threat of a welfare check with the police. So if you were working under right to disconnect laws, that would have been deemed to be unreasonable, and the employer would have been potentially in breach of that and in serious trouble.
So are we going to see more of this? I mean, how likely is it that this right to disconnect law will lead to some sort of compensation?
I think it's highly likely that it's going to increase the compensation. I think there are a couple of issues here. I think the lines between work and personal life have been blurred, and I think we need to pull those back into line. And with that, a lot of employers, not all, but some, are contacting their employees at inappropriate times. So in this particular case, the contact was deemed to be inappropriate, excessive and unreasonable. And so what we need to do is make sure that our employers and our employees are aware and they have policies and procedures in place so that they don't contact people when it's not appropriate.
7 times, I mean, maybe just once or twice to check, but 7 times sounds excessive. They're pulling the...
Send a bunch of flowers if you're that worried.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like...
Exactly. So what we're going to see, I think, is the risk is an increase in premiums for employers where they've got these cases. And we know mental health cases were 6% prior to COVID. Now, after COVID, we're expecting them to more likely be around 8, potentially going up to 9 or 10. So employers really need to get on the right foot here around getting prepared for right to disconnect.
Unfortunately, for small businesses, it's just another thing you've got to get your head around.
Yeah.
Natasha, thanks for your time.